Hey guys, we're hanging out at the top of the world up here because we're handling all the top-notch, crazy, exciting, creepy TikToks out there. So, let's get it cracking.
NASA itself is like a Hebrew word for, I think, deceive. Something like that.
Word.
Yeah, hold on, let me Google it right now. No, I swear.
That's fuck.
So, if you think about it, yo, there was a whole interview. You know those Congress things where they debate shit?
Okay, yeah.
They wanted to call out like NASA and the space industry because they were cracking down on so much footage that looks fake of space.
Yeah.
With the green screen, and apparently, yo, this is what they say, like all of the space stuff, they shot it in like an underwater tank. So they shoot it in like a huge pool, and they put VFX on it to make it look as
So
like
that's
it's dark.
how they get. Oh,
That's how they're floating and shit. What's fucked, bro? If you look closely at some of the space footage, there's bubbles.
Really?
There's bubbles, bro.
This guy messed up in the editing, bro. He's like,
Yeah. NASA itself is like a Hebrew word.
Yeah, that's true. Because I've seen videos in Houston, Texas. They actually have an exact replica of the ISS, and the exact replica, coincidence? I think not. And I've seen the videos of bubbles coming out. It's freaking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Did you know fast food places, they control us using colors?
I could believe that.
Now
I
check
could
this out.
100% believe that.
So they try to put us into our lower three chakras, right?
Okay.
Now our lower three chakras are three colors. There's a yellow one, there's an orange one, and then the last one is the root one. And the root chakra, that's the survival mode. When we're in our lowest chakra, we're in survival mode. We're at act of desperation. We're at an act of hunger.
Is it
so the
red?
reason, look at all the biggest fast food companies in the world, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, look at all of them, they utilize the color red.
I knew it.
Arby's,
Red, yeah.
feel me? Everything's red, bro. Sonic, red.
So that makes us like,
No. It puts us in a chakra
yeah.
so that we are at a desperation mode. That's the sign. That's like the spiritual color, right? That's like you attach that spirit to that color. Now, what's even crazier? Hooters.
Orange?
Hooters is orange, right? Orange is the color of of our sexual chakra, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. So and that's the chakra that's like located where your genitalia would be.
Yeah. So
But that's where we get put into to take advantage of us. That's why it's orange.
no way.
Did you know fast?
I believe that 110% because I'm familiar with the chakras and how there's a lot of places, the businesses that are like that. They want to keep you in that lower natured chakra, because if you get into the heart chakra, then you just it's all good. You start experiencing the intuition and all that good stuff.
This is the worst way.
Are you familiar with Operation Dominic? In 1962, the U.S. sent up a series of 31 missiles to test how high humans could.
What has 5 toes, but is
Just our common sense every.
You know, by being a dasher, you can make.
How do I buy land when I haven't even
Like a Wolverine, right? Wolverines don't have any. There's no one feels about a Wolverine the same way they think about a bear. Because there's no like cute Wolverines. There's only the ones that you see in like X-Men, like the Wolverine dudes.
It's just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like a person. His name's Wolverine. There's no like cute Wolverines because they're so fucking.
The elevation changes as you go towards the water. Is it possible that they have filled in the other ancient buildings around the surrounding area and built on top of it and made it look like a hill instead? Are we?
Man, I'm tired of my TikTok video.
Don't ever try this.
Nothing makes fucking sense.
Why does it look like every video of UFOs was filmed on a baked potato?
First of all, this is an intelligence. If they made these craft and they're advanced, it's an intelligence. So, like, I know when you're trying to record me, I'm aware of your technology. What says they're not aware of ours? The iPhone? Bro, That is not what you're seeing on the videos I'm releasing. What you're seeing in these videos is you're seeing this layered sensor systems. So you're seeing heat signature, thermal, that's the black and white. You're seeing infrared, and in infrared is the light spectrum outside of what the eye can see. So if I take my NVG's night vision goggles, hold them up like that to the sky is littered with stars. Your eye can't pick that up, but the NVG can. So when you film through that, wow, you can see whole spectrums of light. You can even film in the ultraviolet. You can get radar returns. You get optic systems that are so powerful. So that is a false argument that people make. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson, he needs to like start thinking and not just talking. We need a voice like him.
Why does it look like every video?
I guess that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, he's true. They always do look like really crappy, low quality, footage.
How come you're not running?
Okay, so recently I just saw this video with Alex Collier.
Good girl.
Have you heard of Quantum Club?
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was not to convince the world.
There's this crazy theory that Conor McGregor is actually a puppet of Dana White.
Huh?
Yo, so there's this interview, fam.
Yeah.
And you can see Dana White is like putting his hand behind his back. Anytime a direction of like attention had to go to somebody, Dana White would look first and then Conor, right?
What?
Look this way, Dana White looks first, then Conor. And then take this in, bro. He would make him say something, and while his hand was there, and then he let go, and he said, "You're back now." He said, "You're back now," and then all of a sudden his mannerisms changed, bro.
In an interview?
In an interview. Conor McGregor, the face of the UFC, face of the fight game, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want him to mess up anything he says. Why not put it in the hands? Call it yourself.
Because if you really think about it, Dana's Conor, when he was fighting Jose Aldo, and they went on all the tours, he was always there.
Yeah.
Not even Mayweather. There was no reason. I don't know why. In every interview, Dana was right beside Conor.
Yeah, he was. So that's the theory. Is like Dana White is the puppet master, and Conor's just a puppet. There's this crazy theory.
I mean, there might be tiny pieces of that's true, but Conor does whatever he wants.
In 1920, a portion of the press asked Albert, "Who is the smartest man you've ever met?" And he very quickly answered, "The smartest man I've ever met was my chauffeur." And the press said, "Okay, can you explain that?" And he said, "Yes. My chauffeur traveled around the world with me in the 1920s and sat through every one of my lectures. And then on one day, I was so sick on the way to a lecture, I said to him, I'm going to have to cancel this." And the chauffeur said, "You don't have to cancel it. I'll just stand up and give the lecture. I've listened to you do this 300 times. Albert, being completely shocked, said, "Okay." So they changed clothes. The chauffeur got up, gave a perfect, seamless speech, and a press reporter stands up and asks the most sophisticated question in the theory of relativity that he could ever imagine. And the chauffeur just instantly said, "Sir, that question is so simplistic that even my chauffeur sitting there could answer that question." So Albert Einstein, wearing the chauffeur outfit, stood up and just destroyed the question, so much so that no one in the press wanted to ask another question. Most times, genius isn't having all the information. It's simply having the courage to stand up, recognize opportunity, pivot in the moment, and recognizing how to use people next to you. That's true genius. In 1920...
I never heard that story. I like it, though. I like it.
This is how I travel.
Now you see, it's true, we mustn't give the show away.
Killed on the job. If the moon landing...
Made water, not science. Water is the only thing in the universe. You know the recipe.
This video is for every conspiracy.
This is why I don't like to talk.
Is there any evidence that there was other species of human beings that existed?
For a long time it was held that the Neanderthals were stupid, primitive subhumans, shambling, lacking symbolism. Turns out that that's not true at all. The latest scientific evidence on the Neanderthals is that they were symbolic creatures, that they did do art, that they were in every sense human, and they were in every sense human because anatomically modern humans interbred with Neanderthals. You can't interbreed with another species. They clearly were human beings, but they looked rather different different from us. And that's why certain populations in the world today still have 3 to 5% of Neanderthal DNA. Then in Russia, in Denisova Cave, they find a single pinky bone from a little finger. And they do the DNA testing on it. They're able to get a complete genome from it. And what they discover is this isn't a Neanderthal. This isn't an anatomically modern human being. This is another human species who they named the Denisovans. They think they're more closely related to Neanderthals than they are to anatomically modern humans, but they're clearly another human species. And they also interbred with anatomically modern humans. And Denisovan DNA survives. Interestingly enough, it survives predominantly in Australasia, in Papua New Guinea and amongst Australian Aborigines.
Is there any evidence that...
That's deep. I don't believe in evolution. The Darwin's theory, no, sir. Or the heliocentric model, all that. So, if that's what this was talking about, then... But I'm sure there's some science behind it.
You're telling me, allegedly, that...
What would you say is the best side hustle for people with...
Yo, guys, you're not going to believe this, but they say this map right here is the real map that the powers that be have been keeping from us. And they say it's 178 worlds on this map. Let's get a closer look at this. So they say that we are in the middle, and that's the ice wall, and these are the lands beyond the ice wall. Now let's look at some of the names of these lands. So here's some lands on one side of the ice wall. Atum, Atian, that's the name of the ocean up there at the top, Ocean of Nu. Now here's the east side of the ice wall. You have this ocean and these lands right here. And here are some more lands. As you see Isis, Osiris, and check this out, guys, human colony. Now this map is from this book called The Lands of Mars, 178 Worlds Under the Great Dome. You can get this book on Amazon. So guys, please do your own research. Check this out, because I know this sounds crazy. Go check out the book, do your research. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
Yeah, I've seen those maps before. And hey, I'd be cool to have that book. I'd check it out.
All of the latest, craziest bits of news in 1 minute. This is terrifying and just actually insane. So you may remember in the summer last year, scientists found this. This right here is known as a doomsday fish. These guys live and swim extremely deep under the ocean and only come up to the surface when there's about to be a huge catastrophe, like a tsunami or an earthquake, apparently. Now, this was in Japan, and a couple of months ago there was a huge earthquake. There's been tsunamis, there's been crazy stuff like this happening across that side of the world, and now everything else that is going just tits up across the world, war, like, what is going on? So everybody is now saying, does it correlate with this fish? I flipping hope not. Now this is crazy. Scientists say they may have discovered evidence of actual time travel, basically saying that time travel could now actually be possible, when literally only a couple of months ago they were saying it's now been ruled out as completely impossible. So go on, guys, share what you found. Next up, Apple Vision Pro. God, what do I even need to say about this? We are living in the metaverse. The videos coming out and the photos coming out of what is going on, people wearing these everywhere, is just absolutely insane. Yeah, they're cool, yeah, they do cool things, but it's scary. But there's news coming out recently, basically people saying, do not buy this, it is going to be the worst one ever, because obviously you've got to start somewhere. Look at the first iPhone to how it is now. It's going to literally be so advanced later down the line that you will just live in it, never take it off, not even realise you've got it on. Maybe we're already in that now. Now, Stanley Cups. If you have a Stanley Cup, I know they're very popular in the US, but they also are in the UK. They have now been found to contain lead, which is, of course, very poisonous and not great for you. There is a website that's just come out that people are losing their minds about called Pimeyes, PIMEYES.com. Now, if you literally just upload one single photo of yourself, it will scan the internet and find every single photo and video that there is of you out there, which is absolutely terrifying. What? Anyway, hit that follow button, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, I'm sure the Apple Vision looks freaking crazy gnarly. I don't have a freaking iPhone, but whatever the Google version of the Apple Vision is, I'm sure it's right along the same, and I'm sure it's freaking awesome. The whatever they found, the species, fake. Don't believe that.
gotta ask you about
Fuck
something.
yeah. Ask me about anything.
Joey Diaz. So, I know.
People call some strange things on camera at Lana Del Rey's concert.
Let me draw some uncomfortable dots and ruin your night. Before we start, this is all speculation. This guy right here is Epic Paranormal. He was at a Lana Del Rey concert, and he said that his phone was glitching, and every picture it would take would make the people look like a straight up demon, right? Well, I'm gonna show you that first, but when I saw that, it reminded me of something very, very, very particular.
Camera kept glitching.
Your camera was not glitching, my friend. Those are real life demons. Whether they are possessed or just straight up a demon, that's exactly what we're looking like. You remember the movie They Live? My man had some dissonant glasses. If y'all have not seen this, you need to go see it. He puts the glasses on, he sees things how they really are, takes them off, and they go back to normal. It's called They Live. Literally showing us the exact same thing we're seeing at that concert. And we're about to get into some speculation right here in 1 second. They're among us. They live. Get it? It appears our cameras have the same exact problem filming Congress. The creator is the top left. It's odd. And this is all alleged, by the way, but it would not surprise me one bit if all these people were demons, or at least demonically oppressed, or possessed, would it not? He's recording it right off the TV screen. I don't know if he has some special glass for his camera, alleged speculation, or whatever. I believe it. They live, like they literally live, and they are among us, allegedly. Good luck sleeping tonight.
Fake. The phone obviously had an effect. Don't get me wrong, there's demons out there or whatever, but this was obviously a hoax.
I'm gonna show you this interview of Kourtney Kardashian. So we talk a lot about how celebrities have been cloned by the government. I actually think that she got cloned recently.
Let me see.
Because there's an interview on the news where she's totally out of it. She's like this, and then when they're talking, she interrupts and she's like, they're inside.
Ew, what the fuck?
Yeah, just look, watch. It's so weird. Just listen.
So is this I'm talking to?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering how everyone's doing.
They just came in. And they're like, what the fuck?
Hello, Courtney. Have we lost you?
And she's just like a robot.
Look.
Right, it looks like Courtney doesn't really want to go there with that question.
So I just was wondering how everyone's doing.
She repeated it twice.
What the fuck?
It's like when you're talking to a robot, they hear your voice activation. Maybe it triggered something in
Yeah.
There's way more, because there's also a video where Katy Perry, I'll put it up too, where she's on stage and at the end, one eye goes down and starts twitching and the other one goes up. Obviously, man's gonna say it's drugs, but fam, trust me, it doesn't do that in real life.
She tweets out sometimes too.
Fam, it's fuck. It's a fuck video.
There's so many video. Okay, you know those videos where they say, "Oh, you're a lizard."
I'm gonna show you this interview of Kourtney Kardashian.
That was pretty funny. They probably had her. That was probably planned to put forth some agenda that they were coming up with. But that was cracking me up.
Here's how you can create content with AI and post it to a site like WordPress automatically. And
you ever heard the Mr. Bean theory?
Nah.
Paul Harvey, you know who that is?
Sure.
Here's the thing that's weird. There was a Tibetan library in 1901 where there was a traveling anthropologist expert in the region of Tibet, and he met with this Buddhist monk who had told him that he had discovered a secret library known as the Cave of 1,000 Buddhas. In that library, up in this cave up in the mountains, in that library, he found these manuscripts from all over the world, from different Hindu texts and all these things. But one of them had a map, had an ancient map in it, and the map depicted Atlantis as a region that existed from west of the Pillars of Hercules as a region all the way to the Yucatan. It really was.
What would that mean?
That means that those ruins off of Cuba are part of Atlantis. That's why we see similar architecture in Peru than we do in Egypt than we do in our other parts of the world. Every single ancient structure in the ancient world, cities or whatever, they align themselves to true north, okay, magnetic north. All of them did. They were obsessed with cardinal points and understanding all of that. It had to do with energy. Every single one of them, every single one, anywhere in the world, is off by magnetic north by 23.5 degrees. Every single one of them.
Perfectly.
If you look today at the axis of the Earth and what creates the seasons, there's a 23.5 degree shift on the Earth, which is what creates the precession of the equinox. It means that when those structures were created, we did not have an axial tilt that we have today. Here's the...
That's because we're not on a globe, son. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Canada's most famous and most evil is about to be released, and they're gonna decide whether they're gonna release him or not.
That, like now?
Tomorrow. What the So, his name is Robert Pickton.
Yeah.
Robert William Pickton, actually. They call him Willie. Now, Willie, he grew up in a farm, and his whole family, they were almost had this very, like, rural feel to them. All the kids and people that have done interviews about Willie, they said, yo, we were terrible to the Pictons just because where they came from.
Okay.
Anyways, they had one of the biggest pork farms.
Alright, tell me what he did then.
Bro.
Like, why is this guy locked up and why is he getting
the
released?
the whole reason he's Canada's most evil is because this is what he used to do. Now, in the 80s, and what would happen, they would actually host parties at the farm, and they used to call it the Piggy Palace. I think there was some events reached to 1,800 people. Damn. A night. But anyways, Willie being Willie, what he used to do, since he didn't get a lot of luck with girls, having all of those people at his farmland, he used it as a way. Canada's most famous...
That's messed up. Oof. What is wrong with people? I tell you.
Do you have Medicaid as well?
In that round, when Rocky gets knocked down,
these ETs said to these...
When I tell you
the most convincing evidence of time travel.
What happened?
So there was a guy named Sergei.
Yeah.
So he showed up, this is in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And in 2006. But he's actually from like the 1950s. So in 2006, when he said he spawned there, he was in all these like old clothes.
Yeah.
1950s clothes, not even 2006 clothes. And all he had was his old camera, right? So the police were like, this is weird as fuck. You're telling me that you're a time traveler? I need to see pieces of ID.
Yeah.
He doesn't have ID. All he has, he says, go look at my photos on my camera. They're undeveloped, right? So police, they develop his camera. All they see is like random girl and him. It looks like the 1950s.
Yeah.
So they're like, who is this girl? Sergei? He's like, yo, this is my girlfriend, but I haven't seen her in so long. So police, they were like, okay, what's that girl's name? We're gonna track her down.
Oh, so they go and look for her.
Yeah, they go and look for her. They type in her name, they find her. She's in her 70s.
Oh shit.
Sergei is in his 20s. How did he not age? So they asked the girlfriend, who is this to you? He's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. But that was back in the 1950s.
Damn.
The most convincing evidence.
Whoa. That's crazy. I don't know. Is there such thing as time travel? That sounds like a pretty believable story, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Did you see what Jeff Bezos is building in Texas? Dude!
Imagine the hours of
trillion. Most people do not give a fuck about you.
A UFO landed at a school in broad daylight in Rua, Zimbabwe, Africa, and interacted telepathically with nearly 100 school children, and they got within arm's length of these beings. You've got all these children saying what they saw on camera after it happened.
Well, not only that, they had the same message.
Yes.
The telepathic message was that technology is a real problem.
Yes.
And there's things that people are doing with technology that are going to ruin the earth.
Yes.
And they were trying to relay this to children, which is very strange.
Yes.
Maybe they just thought they were adults because they were the same size as the aliens.
Another landing case that happened in Australia in 1966 at a school, and this time there were roughly 300 witnesses that saw a disc land right outside a playground in Australia. Why do these things land at schools? If I were going to do that, it seems like a pretty benign environment. I'm just saying, maybe
it's safe.
Maybe it's safe.
Maybe.
I had never heard about these. I don't know why. I don't know if this how recent this is, but I'm gonna check up on that. Have you guys heard about this? Let me know.
Vaping is associated with disruptions in egg health, and what they call egg quality can create certain mutations in eggs, and serious.
You know what? Let's end with one of. You know what? We'll end with some entertainment. This is my brother, Casey Coulter.
In the thrilling world of professional bull riding, one name stands out: Casey Coulter. With his unwavering determination and unyielding passion, Coulter has become a symbol of resilience and the importance of practice in the realm of bull riding. But what sets Coulter apart from the rest? It's his relentless dedication to perfecting his craft through diligent practice. Day in and day out, he hones his skills, studying the movements of the bulls and analyzing his own technique. He knows that practice is the key to unlocking success in the unforgiving world of bull riding. With every ride, every fall, Coulter learns, adapts, and grows. He embraces the physical and mental demands of the sport, pushing himself beyond his limits to achieve greatness. It is through countless hours of practice that he masters the art of balance, timing, and fearlessness required to conquer these mighty beasts. Coulter understands that practice is not just about physical repetition. It's about mental preparation and perseverance. He visualizes each ride, mentally rehearsing his moves, and building the confidence needed to face the unpredictable power of the bulls. And as Coulter mounts the bull, the countdown begins. 8 seconds of sheer intensity, where practice meets passion and skill meets heart. It is in these moments that the importance of practice truly shines, as every ounce of training comes into play, determining the outcome of this dangerous dance. So, whether you're a fan of bull riding or simply seeking inspiration, let Casey Coulter's story remind you of the crucial role that practice plays in achieving greatness.
And guys, that's all we got for you today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And we'll see you on the next one. Skirt, skirt!